Chris Combs quits TLC after dollar. K salary scandal season in Crisis. The world of reality television is often described as dramatic, unpredictable, and full of twists that keep audiences on the edge of their seats. Yet, even seasoned fans of the genre were blindsided by the recent bombshells surrounding Chris Combs and LB Sisters season in what can only be described as an explosive betrayal. Chris Combs has officially stepped away from the upcoming season, citing a shocking salary scandal that allegedly involves TLC withholding dollar that was rightfully owed to him. The news has set off an unprecedented wave of fan outrage, social media speculation, and behind-the-scenes panic, threatening to destabilize one of TLC's most successful reality franchises. Chris Combs has long been a fan favorite on LB Sisters. His candid nature, humor, and emotional depth have provided a grounding presence amid the chaos and drama of reality television. Fans have come to love his relatability, his raw honesty, and the way he engages with Amy and Tammy's journey in a way that feels genuine and heartfelt. For many, his presence is not just entertaining, it is essential to the fabric of the show itself. Which is why news of his abrupt withdrawal has sent shockwaves through the reality TV community, leaving fans and insiders alike scrambling to understand exactly what happened behind the scenes. Sources close to the situation describe a tense build-up to this explosive revelation. Negotiations over Chris Combs' salary were reportedly fraught with miscommunication and mounting frustration. For months, it seems, the discussions between Chris and TLC executives failed to reach a resolution, despite repeated assurances and promises. The situation came to a head when Chris allegedly discovered that dollar comma, which had been contractually promised to him for his work on the upcoming season, had not been processed. This financial oversight, or intentional withholding as some insiders claim, was reportedly the final straw, leaving Chris feeling blindsided, disrespected, and ultimately compelled to take decisive action. The fallout from this revelation has been immediate and intense. Fans on social media reacted with shock, disbelief, and anger, flooding platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with posts demanding explanations from TLC. Many question how a network could mishandle compensation for a key cast member, pointing to Chris Combs' contributions not only in front of the camera, but also behind the scenes. His influence on storylines, the emotional depth he brings to episodes, and the charisma that has made him a household name all highlight just how critical his presence is to the series. Without him, many fear that Season 8 could lose its unique dynamic and emotional resonance, leaving the show vulnerable to declining viewership and fan dissatisfaction. Legal experts have weighed in on the matter, suggesting that if Chris Combs' allegations are accurate, TLC may be facing serious contractual and financial consequences. Reality TV contracts are notoriously complex, encompassing clauses related to appearance fees, promotional obligations, and compensation for additional work. Withholding a promised salary, even temporarily, could open the network up to potential legal action. Sources indicate that Chris is exploring formal steps to secure his owed compensation, which could escalate the situation into a full-blown legal battle. The implications of such a conflict could extend far beyond the immediate parties involved, potentially impacting the network's reputation and casting practices across its entire reality programming lineup. Adding another layer to the controversy is the timing of Chris Combs' departure. Reports suggest that he did not make this decision lightly or impulsively. Instead, he spent weeks attempting to resolve the issue privately, engaging in multiple rounds of negotiation with TLC executives. Insiders revealed that Chris repeatedly tried to advocate for his rights while maintaining professionalism and respect for the show that made him famous. However, each attempt was met with delays, conflicting information, or outright dismissal, culminating in a situation where Chris reportedly felt that his only viable option was to walk away. This decision, while undoubtedly difficult, underscores a broader issue that has long plagued reality television: the treatment of talent and the transparency of contractual agreements behind scenes. Fans' reactions have been intense and deeply personal. Many have taken to social media to express their outrage, disbelief, and concern for both Chris Combs and the future of LB Sisters. Common threads in online discussions include shock at the alleged financial misconduct, empathy for Chris's predicament, and speculation about the potential impact on Amy and Tammy, whose on-screen stories are inextricably linked to Chris's presence. For some viewers, the situation has sparked broader conversations about the fairness and ethics of reality television, highlighting the power dynamics between networks and their talent. As the news spread, the conversation quickly shifted from speculation to concrete questions about the future of season. Producers are reportedly scrambling to adjust production schedules, story arcs, and promotional strategies in light of Chris Combs' absence. Uncertainty now looms over whether the season will proceed as planned, whether it will be shortened, or whether significant rewrites are necessary to accommodate the missing storyline. This level of disruption is unprecedented for the show and could have lasting repercussions for both the cast and TLC as a network. Behind the scenes, tension within the cast is reportedly mounting. While Chris Combs has chosen to prioritize his principles and professional integrity, remaining cast members must now navigate the emotional and logistical fallout of his departure. Fans are particularly curious about Amy and Tammy's reactions, wondering how they will adapt to the sudden change and whether it might strain personal relationships off-camera. Early reports hint at a mixture of shock, disappointment, and concern among the cast, all of which are likely to play out on screen, adding yet another layer of drama to an already explosive situation. The controversy surrounding Chris Combs and TLC is not merely about money. It is about respect, fairness, and the integrity of a show that has captured the hearts of millions. It is a stark reminder of the challenges that reality television faces behind the glitz and glamour, where contractual disputes, financial mismanagement, and interpersonal conflicts can suddenly erupt into full-blown scandals. For Chris, this moment represents both a professional stand and a deeply personal decision, one that could redefine his career and set a precedent for how reality TV talent advocates for themselves in the future. As the story unfolds, fans remain on high alert. Every social media update, every official statement, and every behind-the-scenes revelation is being dissected and analyzed, with speculation running rampant about potential legal action, production delays, and the ultimate fate of season. One thing is clear. The LB sisters universe has entered uncharted territory, and the stakes have never been higher. Chris Combs' decision to step away is a dramatic turning point, one that will reverberate through the show, the network, and the fandom for months to come. As the dust settles on Chris Combs' shocking withdrawal from LB Sisters season, the ripple effects of this explosive scandal continue to grow, revealing layers of behind-the-scenes tension, legal threats, and fan uproar that have thrown the show into chaos. While Part 1 explored the immediate fallout and fan reaction, Part 2 delves into the intricate details of the dispute with TLC, the potential legal ramifications, and the broader implications for the cast and the network. Chris Combs' decision to step away did not occur in a vacuum. Multiple sources indicate that discussions over his salary had been ongoing for months. The dollar compensation in question was allegedly promised to him for season appearances and contributions to storyline development. Yet, according to insiders, the payment was either delayed repeatedly or withheld altogether, leaving Chris frustrated and feeling undervalued. Friends close to him have described a situation in which Chris attempted every ave of negotiation, including private meetings with executives, emails, and mediated discussions, only to encounter vague excuses and shifting explanations. For someone who had devoted years of his life to building the show and engaging audiences, the apparent disregard for his contributions became intolerable. The legal implications of this dispute are significant. In the world of reality television, contracts typically outline payment schedules, duties, and rights related to appearance and intellectual property. Experts suggest that if TLC indeed withheld Chris Combs' agreed-upon salary, they could be in breach of contract. This could open the door to lawsuits, financial restitution, and even damages related to emotional distress caused by the sudden disruption of his professional life. While Chris has reportedly been hesitant to pursue litigation publicly, insiders confirm that he is exploring formal legal avenues to ensure his compensation is honored. Should he move forward, it could become one of the most high-profile disputes in reality television history, setting a precedent for how networks handle cast compensation and contractual obligations. Meanwhile, fans have become a powerful force in this unfolding drama. Social media platforms are flooded with hashtags such as hashtag Chris Gomes deserves better, hashtag TLC scandal, and hashtag Elb Sisters drama, reflecting widespread outrage and a demand for transparency. Viewers are dissecting every clip, interview, and statement, looking for clues about what really went wrong and what it means for the future of Season 8. Online forums are buzzing with speculation, ranging from fan theories about potential replacements for Chris to debates about whether the network can salvage the season without one of its key personalities. The fervor is a testament to Chris Combs' central role in the show and the deep emotional investment that fans have in the series. The impact on production is another critical concern. Reports from insider sources reveal that producers are scrambling to rewrite scripts, adjust story arcs, and manage logistics in light of Chris's departure. Scenes that had already been planned or partially filmed are now in question, and the dynamic among the remaining cast members is being closely monitored. Amy and Tammy, who have built much of their storyline around interactions with Chris, are now facing the daunting task of navigating both on-camera adjustments and real-life emotional fallout. Rumors suggest that the atmosphere on set has become tense, with cast members and crew alike expressing frustration, uncertainty, and even fear about how the situation might further escalate. Adding another layer to this drama is the question of whether TLC attempted to resolve the issue discreetly. Sources close to the network suggest that executives may have underestimated the severity of Chris Combs' dissatisfaction, believing that behind-the-scenes negotiations could be handled quietly. This miscalculation, however, has backfired spectacularly, as the story has now leaked to the public, sparking unprecedented scrutiny. Social media backlash has intensified, with fans demanding accountability not just from TLC, but also from other networks in the reality TV space, highlighting broader concerns about fairness, transparency, and respect for talent. The emotional toll on Chris Combs himself cannot be overstated. Friends and insiders describe a man torn between his passion for the show and his need to stand up for himself. In private conversations, he reportedly expressed sadness and frustration over having to leave a series that he loves, acknowledging that walking away was both painful and necessary. Yet, his decision reflects a growing awareness among reality TV personalities about the importance of asserting their rights and protecting their professional integrity. By taking this stand, Chris has positioned himself as a figure who is willing to challenge the status quo, sending a clear message to networks about the value of transparency, respect, and fair compensation. The broader implications for TLC are also significant. Network executives now face the daunting task of managing public perception, legal risk, and production challenges simultaneously. With fans demanding answers and insiders hinting at potential lawsuits, the situation has evolved into a crisis that could influence not only LB Sisters, but also other reality programming on the network. How TLC responds. Whether through public statements, negotiations, or adjustments to the production schedule will be critical in determining the outcome of this controversy. Missteps could exacerbate fan outrage, damage relationships with remaining cast members, and even impact the network's ratings and reputation. Meanwhile, speculation about the future of season is at an all-time high. Fans are debating whether the show can proceed without Chris Combs, whether storylines will be altered, and how the absence of such a pivotal figure will affect the overall narrative. Rumors abound about possible replacements or increased focus on other cast members, but nothing has been confirmed. The uncertainty has created a sense of suspense and tension that mirrors the very drama that LB Sisters is known for, proving that the line between reality and controversy is often razor-thin. Adding to the intrigue, some sources hint at additional behind-the-scenes conflicts that may have contributed to Chris's decision. While details remain unverified, speculation includes disputes over creative control, disagreements about storyline direction, and clashes between cast members and production staff. If true, these factors would paint a more complex picture of a show under strain, where personal, professional, and financial pressures converge to create a perfect storm of drama. Fans are eagerly awaiting confirmation, and the rumor mill continues to churn at full speed. As the story develops, one thing is certain. Chris Combs' departure marks a turning point in the history of LB Sisters. The stakes are higher than ever. The emotional intensity has reached new heights, and the questions surrounding Season 8 remain unanswered. Will TLC rectify the salary dispute? Will Chris Combs return in future seasons? Or has this marked a permanent exit? How will Amy and Tammy adapt to these unprecedented changes? Every new development is scrutinized, every statement analyzed, and every social media post dissected as fans and insiders attempt to predict the next move in this high-stakes drama. As the LB Sisters scandal reaches its apex, fans, insiders, and reality TV commentators are all grappling with the full scope of the chaos surrounding Chris Combs' departure. What started as a seemingly simple salary dispute has morphed into a high-stakes, multi-layered controversy that threatens the very foundation of Season. The drama has been building in ways that no one could have predicted, leaving viewers in suspense and the reality TV world buzzing with speculation about what comes next. Social media has become a battleground of emotion, analysis, and outright outrage. Fans have flooded platforms with reactions ranging from anger toward TLC to empathy for Chris Combs. Clips from past seasons, interviews, and behind-the-scenes moments are being revisited to highlight his contributions, with hashtags like #JusticeChris, #TLCBetrayal, and #AlbaSistersExplodes trending worldwide. Influencers and commentators are dissecting the story hour by hour, highlighting the tension between network priorities and the well-being of their talent. This intense fan engagement underscores not just Chris Combs' popularity, but also the emotional investment audiences have in the integrity and transparency of the shows they love behind the scenes. Insiders paint a picture of a production team scrambling to salvage the upcoming season. Filming schedules are reportedly being rewritten, storylines are being restructured, and producers are in constant negotiation with remaining cast members to manage expectations and morale. Amy and Tammy are reportedly struggling to navigate the sudden shift, balancing their on-camera personas with real-world concerns about the stability of the show and the potential loss of their co-star and friend. Rumor suggests that tensions have occasionally boiled over on set, adding real-life drama to the series that has long thrived on emotional storytelling. Meanwhile, Chris Combs himself has remained tight-lipped publicly, but close sources indicate that he is carefully weighing his next steps. While some fans hope he might return if TLC resolves the salary dispute, others fear that this could be a permanent departure. Legal counsel reportedly advises him to proceed cautiously, ensuring that any agreements are fully honored and that he is protected against future disputes. This cautious approach has only heightened anticipation, with audiences hanging on every potential update, rumor, or hint about his future involvement in reality television. The legal angle of this situation cannot be understated. Experts in entertainment law note that disputes over compensation can lead to formal lawsuits, which may include claims for breach of contract, emotional distress, and even punitive damages in extreme cases. If Chris Combs were to pursue legal action, it could set a precedent for other reality TV personalities, signaling that networks cannot assume leverage over their talent without consequence. The potential ramifications extend beyond TLC, raising questions about how reality stars are compensated, protected, and respected across the industry. For TLC, the stakes have never been higher. Network executives are faced with a complex dilemma: maintain public confidence in the franchise, ensure the season is produced successfully, and manage potential legal consequences, all while navigating the fallout from an irate fan base. Early attempts at damage control, including vague public statements and assurances that filming would continue, have done little to quell the outrage. Analysts predict that TLC may need to take more concrete steps, such as renegotiating with Chris, offering compensation, or adjusting the production to account for his absence in a way that satisfies audiences. Failure to do so could result in diminished ratings, negative press coverage, and long-term damage to the network's reputation. The future of Season is now shrouded in uncertainty. Speculation runs rampant about how producers might fill the void left by Chris Combs, whether storylines will shift focus, and if new cast members might be introduced to maintain viewer engagement. Rumors also suggest that certain pre-filmed scenes might be edited or repurposed, highlighting the adaptability and desperation of the production team. Fans have expressed mixed emotions. Some are hopeful that the remaining cast can rise to the occasion, while others fear that the show's core emotional depth will be lost without Chris's presence. The tension surrounding this uncertainty has arguably added more drama than any single episode in past seasons. What makes this scandal particularly shocking is the combination of financial betrayal, emotional weight, and high public visibility. Chris Combs' decision to step away is more than just a contractual dispute. It is a statement about respect, integrity,